A couple weeks ago, the Minecraft world record got broken. It's now 7 minutes and 45 seconds on a completely random world, which got me thinking, if I played on the exact same world, knew everything about it, could I beat the record? What you're currently watching is my 18th attempt doing this. I figured it'd be kind of boring if I showed like every single time I tried. This is the time I actually beat Xylonox's world record, which is kind of cool. I mean, I know everything about the seed, but you still have to play decently well. I started learning a lot of different ways to do things. Like even just swimming down to dig that buried treasure, I would stand one block up because I wanted to optimize everything. I knew I had to place the TNT exactly right there, and I'd get at least 6 logs, which is like all I needed. In this case, I did get 8 logs, which is nice. There's a bit of randomness to it. Sometimes I get 10 logs. 8 should be fine. I can craft all of my tools, and I have enough wood to make enough beds to kill the dragon at the end. But if I had 10 logs, I could have like enough wood to do this really cool thing called a 0 cycle. I don't get that this time, but it is pretty fast. Lots of runs would slow down a ton here, just because I wouldn't get flint fast enough. In Xylonox's run, he got it flint first try, but I had a few where I just dug like 20 flint and didn't get any, so it wasted like 20 seconds. So we're going to be entering the nether in hopefully like 1:14-ish. I can't remember exactly what the time is. The fastest I ever got was like 1:08, which is I think as fast as Xylonox did it. So after like 18 tries of doing it, I only got like 2 runs that were as fast as Xylonox, so it just shows you how cracked he is at the game. And I like know everything about this. I unfortunately take a bit of fall damage there, not ideal, but I have decent movement here with some double stacking. That was kind of fun to do. Honestly, it doesn't save that much time, but it's just the mindset of trying to do everything as efficiently as possible. So I grab my boat, and we're flying down to the bastion at 1:40. I think the fastest I ever got here was maybe 1:30 or something. I'm going to break this chest to get the piglins to follow me so I can trade with as many as possible. Throughout the course of the runs, though, I had many close calls in this area. Like, look at this clip. Okay. I'm on 1.5 hearts. This is because I'm not on easy mode. I always forget to change that. But I'm on 1 heart. I have tons of piglins chasing me. Then 2 appear out of nowhere, dude. Like, how do I survive this? And I thought it couldn't get crazier than this, but the very next run, I have this. I start off messing up my block placements, right? It's pretty bad. But then I let the piglin in, so I have to punch him away. Now he's angry. I cannot get rid of him. I got shot on the back by a crossbow. There's another dude. All of them are chasing me. I throw one behind me. There's more pigs here. I dodge all of them. Like, how do I live that, man? Anyways, back to the actual run. There are a couple piglins, but not nearly as crazy as I had it be a couple times. This is the 18 one again. So we're digging all of our blocks in the bastion again. And I debated not mining all of the blocks sometimes because it's a set seed. I could mine, theoretically, 2 blocks of gold. And if I don't get the trades I want, I just reset. Because that would technically be faster, but I wanted to treat it like an actual run, and it's not a huge time loss to mine all of these gold blocks. Plus, I kind of got to sort my inventory anyway, so I'm gonna chuck them all the gold. And I didn't even realize this until like doing the commentary. We get pig step from that. That's kind of cool. Maybe I should have kept pig step at some point and tried to get a diamond somewhere in the world. Then I could play pig step like while I'm entering the end. But that is a time loss, so we're not gonna do it here. We chuck some gravel there. Just to elevate all of the items and get a ton of obsidian from here. This basically guarantees me enough obsidian to finish the run every single time, which is super nice. Now, in Xylonox's run, one of the smartest things he did was run up this staircase because he knew there was terrain out this direction, which makes it a ton faster. Later, I actually found out you could dig out at a better spot, and that's what I was going to commentate about. I don't know why I didn't do it here. But we're entering the fortress at 3 minutes, 18 seconds. I think this is pretty identical pace to Xylonox's run right now. We just gotta hope for good blaze rates, but sometimes Minecraft says, you know what, screw you. We're not gonna have any of the blazes drop their rods. So one way to make that better is to do this cool thing with the TNT. I think this is actually the first time I've genuinely done this, because you don't usually have 2 TNT when you get to a fortress. So it's kind of nice to practice doing this thing. Also, this was the first time I've ever done a set seed run, and it was so fun because every single time I'd like learn like one new thing, like where exactly should I be placing my blocks, how exactly should I be moving, and it was so much fun. I got way better at it towards the end. This wasn't even like my best played run. it was like a good played run, but my best one, I entered the end in under 5 minutes. But the dragon just like didn't perch, so this is the time it perched, which is nice. I think we get decent blaze drops here. They're kind of all over the place. With this guy, I was worried the blaze rod would fall into the lava. He doesn't end up dropping one anyway, so that's all right. I think we have maybe 4 or so, and 5. So we have 5. You'll actually notice too that my render distance is really low. That's because I think a gas shot a fireball at me, and I was just like, I don't want to do that. You're now unloaded. Unfortunately, that guy doesn't drop either, so we're losing time here. But I think this guy... Okay, yeah, this guy drops, so I'm going to increase my render distance and purl over to the correct chords. Now, as I did this maybe like 10 times purling to these chords, I got a lot better at finding the location. So this purl was only like 2 blocks off of where I needed to be, which was kind of cool. Kind of cool to see that I got better at that. Because towards the beginning, I was not very good at it. I'm not even joking. I built the portal in the wrong spot like 8 times in a row. And every single time I did it, I was like, next time, I won't make it. Because I guess technically I built it in the right spot. But so there's like 2 blocks of the portal that you can stand in, though. And I stood in the wrong one 8 times in a row. It was bad, guys. It was bad. So I think I'm much better at coordinates and that stuff nowadays, which is kind of cool. I did waste a ton of obsidian building this portal, but we only need to build 1 portal, so it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. So we spawned in, wow, voice crack. We spawned in at the right spot in this bastion, and Xylonox, he like fell down there, which wasted some time, so I'm just gonna bridge to the side with some soul sand. Normally this was quicker, but there's a couple skeletons that gave me some trouble. So we're gonna be entering the end sub 6, which is pretty good. Kind of crazy to think Xylonox was only like 15 seconds behind this, and he didn't know anything about the world. Also, you know that thing I was talking about earlier with getting a different amount of logs every time I would blow up those trees? Sometimes, if I got, I think it was 6 or 7 logs, I wouldn't have enough wood to make 4 beds. You need at least 4 beds to kill a dragon. Thankfully, I can make 4 beds here, just barely. I have 1 wool extra. But in one of the runs, I didn't have enough wood, so I had to do this cool like boat breaking thing where you place a boat in a specific area on a block and it breaks. So I had to do that sometimes to get enough wood, and that felt really cool. Sadly, that wasn't like in the actual run that PB'd, but this is still pretty cool. Also, I actually streamed doing part of this. I don't stream like ever, but it was kind of fun. I literally did it because my friend Parrot, he knows I speedrun a lot. I was on like a podcast with him a few days ago, and he was like, "Why don't you just stream that?" And I was like, "Okay, bet, I'll do it." So that was kind of fun. You know what's even more fun though? Killing the freaking Ender Dragon in world record pace. I can't remember I even scuff up these beds. I think I actually scuffed them up. So we've done 3 beds. 4 beds, it's still not dead. I should be able to kill it here, but I don't. Wow, this isn't very great. So I've gotten better at that, but I'll let my live reaction play out. We did it! I mean, I scuffed up the 1 cycle, which is a bit unfortunate, but we did it! We did it! 740, beat it by 5 seconds. So it took me 18 attempts to do this. I was actually on pace the first 2 attempts. I entered the end at like 6 something and then like 5:30 on my 2nd attempt. So if you want to try this out, I'll try to remember to put the seed in the description. And I'll try to link that podcast I mentioned earlier, but I think those are all my bases covered. This was super fun. Oh, and I would totally be remiss if I didn't say this. I'm pretty sure this idea came from Curryway. He's done videos like this. I'm not sure that's where it came from, but I'm pretty sure. So thanks, Curry. Okay, peace.